Michael Shikha Niketan Higher Secondary Government Sponsored Co-ed English Medium School has taken an excellent initiative of teaching and make our students learn day-to-day lessons through audio and video in our YouTube channel. Teachers of all the subjects are working hard to enhance these online classes in the midst of this pandemic situation. It is a request to all the teachers, students and guardians to click the bell icon and subscribe our channel.
Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss chapter pressure of liquid and air, and the sub-unit is surface tension. So what is, before going surface tension, I want to discuss some terms, that is at first cohesive force. What is cohesive force? Cohesive force means when two molecules of a same matter attract each other, that is known as, the force of attraction is known as cohesive force. Suppose there are water molecules, the liquid is present in a beaker, some liquid is present in a beaker, and there are two water molecules. This is one water molecule, this is another water molecule. The attraction between these two water molecules is known as cohesive force. But that means the attraction between the same matter, liquid, solid, gas, that is cohesive force. But when the attraction of molecules between different matter take place, that force is known as adhesive force, such as solid, liquid, gas. This type of forces are known as adhesive force. So when these two molecules of liquid are attracting each other, suppose this is the free surface of liquid and two molecules of liquid are attracting each other. This is the force of attraction taking place downward, and another molecule is here, that is also causing some force of attraction. So a tension, a difference of forces are taking place here, and a tension is generated downward. This tension is known as surface tension of liquid. So what is surface tension? Surface tension is basically the property by virtue of which any liquid tends to act as a minimum surface area. Such as you have noticed that the shape of rainwater. The shape of rainwater is conical. Is this conical? No. Is this cylindrical? No. The shape of rainwater is always spherical in shape. We have seen that shape of raindrop is always spherical in shape. Again, another phenomena you have noticed, that when hairbrush are dipped in a water and you have kept it out, then you can see that the hairbrushes are clinged to each other, and this clingingness is due to the property surface tension, because it is dipped into water. There are liquid molecules, and liquid molecules always try to tend the minimum surface area, try to cover the minimum surface area. The minimum surface area is always spherical in nature. So what is surface tension? Surface tension is a property of liquid only, by virtue of which the free surface of liquid at rest behaves like a stretched membrane, tending to contract it, that means tending to contract the surface, and that it can possess the least surface area. Among all the volumes, the minimum surface area is of sphere, that is 4 pi r square is the minimum surface area of all the solids, you can say. Solids are 3D structures. So this is surface tension, and there is another definition of surface tension. Suppose I am considering the liquid particles, I am considering the free surface of the liquid. Here some liquid is kept, I am considering the free surface of this liquid. So there are so many molecules. So the molecules are like this, at A point 1 molecule, B point 1 molecule, C point 1 molecule. So I have drawn an imaginary line along the molecule of the free surface of liquid. So, the molecules are possessing force. Here is a force in all direction, in both direction you can say there is force of attraction, because I have discussed there always force of attraction taking place between the molecules. So, this force of attraction F is at right angle to the imaginary line that has been drawn over the free surface. If I have drawn an imaginary line like this, so this is happening, the force is acting at right angle. So, now I can give the mathematical term of surface tension, that is surface tension is, symbol of surface tension is S, somewhere it is also given as T. So, I am writing as S is equal to the force acting per unit length, F by L is equal to the mathematical formula of surface tension. The total length, the total force divided by total length give the mathematical term of surface tension. So, what is the unit of surface tension? Unit means SI unit, that is force means Newton, and this is meter. So, Newton per meter is the SI unit of surface tension, and CGS unit of surface tension, that is dyne per centimeter, dyne per centimeter. This is the mathematical term. And another quantity you have to read, that is dimension, dimension of surface tension. Dimension is equal to dimension of force is m L T to the power of minus 2, and dimension of length, that is only L. So, cancelling we are getting m T to the power of minus 2. This is the dimension of surface tension. So, we have discussed about the term, that about the physical quantity, that is surface tension, and the unit of surface tension, mathematical term, dimension, all this, and now you have to read some applications of surface tension. We are going to discuss the factors of surface tension. So, the first factor is temperature. When temperature increases, surface tension of liquid decreases, and there is a particular temperature in which the surface tension of liquid just vanishes. That temperature is known as critical temperature. Critical temperature at which surface tension of liquid just vanishes. So, the relation between surface tension and temperature is inversely proportional to each other. When temperature increases, surface tension decreases. Okay. The next point is presence of inorganic substances in liquid. Inorganic substances means such as calcium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, some acids, HNO3, H2SO4, these are inorganic substances. When these inorganic substances are present in the liquid, surface tension of the liquid, that liquid increases. Similarly, presence of organic substances such as benzene or sugar, those organic substances. These type of organic substances, when dissolved into water, surface tension of the liquid decreases. The next point is when the surface of the liquid is electrified, such as acidulated water. When the water is mixed up with some acid and that is electrified, then in that situation surface tension is just negligible, that means surface tension is going to decrease. And the next point is presence of impurity, such as oil is present in water, grease is present in water, then the surface tension of the water or any liquid, you can say any liquid, just going to decrease. Okay. So, these are the factors that you have to remember about surface tension. We are discussing the next part, that is viscosity. So, what is viscosity? You do not have any idea about viscosity till now, but you have the idea of fluidity. What is fluidity? Fluidity means when any substance wants to flow, that is known as fluidity, such as gas, liquid, liquid and gases always wants to flow. So, that is fluidity. But the substance that opposes fluidity, the property that opposes fluidity, that is actually viscosity. So, the viscosity means basically resistance of fluidity. So opposite to fluidity, we can write the quantity, the physical quantity that is opposite to fluidity. So it resists the flow of liquid particles. So how is it happening? Suppose there are some liquid kept in the container. We will discuss about the velocity of the liquid particles present in each layer. The velocity of the lower layer is less than the velocity of the upper layer. If I draw these, the velocity of the lower layer is less, the velocity of the upper layers are going to increase. That means if the velocity of the lower layer is V1 and the velocity of the upper layer is V2, so we can conclude that V2 is greater than V1, again V3 is also greater than V2. So as we are increasing the height of the liquid, the velocity is also increasing. So if we consider only one layer, suppose we are considering this layer, the velocity of this layer, we are considering suppose this layer V2, in which the velocity of the liquid particle is V2. The lower layer tends to decrease the velocity of those particles, but the upper layer, that's velocity is V3, so this is greater velocity, so it tries to increase the velocity of the particles of this layer. So there is basically difference of forces, difference of velocity. The lower layer tries to oppose the velocity, upper layer tries to increase the velocity. When this is happening within the liquid particles, there is a difference of force. This retarding force generates the viscosity. So what is viscosity? When a fluid flows in an imaginary layers, these are all the layers are imaginary. Imaginary layers are retarding force. Retarding force means, which I have described very soon, that this type of forces, when one layer tries to decrease the velocity, another layer tries to increase the velocity, then the retarding force occurs. Starting from the upper layer to the lower layer, this property by virtue of which it opposes the relative motion, it means the retarding force opposes the relative motion of layers, it is called viscosity. But in difference, so viscosity is a phenomena of liquid and gases. Now we are discussing about a daily life experience. I am writing name of two liquid, water and honey. When we pour these liquids, when I keep this liquid in float, which flows out easily. This is very easy to answer, to give the answer that water flows easily than honey, because water is less viscous than honey. Honey is more viscous. More viscous means the density, this is not about density, the layers. In each layer, the viscous force is more. That's why honey flows out slowly and water flows out easily. So what is the difference between viscosity and density? Density means mass per unit volume of liquid, but viscosity is just opposite to fluidity. This is just opposite to fluidity, already written, and it does not depend on the density of the matter, it depends only on the retarding force of the layers present in the liquid. Now we are going to discuss the steady flow of liquids. So when a fluid flows in such a way that its velocity at any point always remains the same in magnitude and direction, then the flow of liquid is known as steady flow. That means, suppose the liquid is flowing like this way. So we are considering this layer of the liquid at A, B, C, 3 points are there, and when the liquid particles are at A point, its velocity is VA. velocity is V, a vector sign is given because velocity is a vector quantity. And when this liquid particle goes to B point, goes to at the point B, then its velocity is VB vector, and the direction is also same. When that liquid particle is at the point C, its velocity is VC vector and the direction is also same. That means I want to say that one liquid particle, if you consider one liquid particle, this is going A point, B point, C point, but its velocity at each point is same. That flow of liquid is known as steady flow or laminar flow or streamlined flow. Streamlined means remaining the same velocity and direction for the whole time of flow. This time, so the steady flow means basically when the magnitude and direction of the water particles are same. But what happens if this is changing at each point? Then this is known as turbulent flow. Turbulent flow means just opposite to steady flow. That means when a fluid flows in such a way that its velocity at every point is going to change. Not only velocity means it comprises of magnitude and direction. So both magnitude and directions are changing at each and every point. That velocity is known as turbulent flow. Suppose like this, the velocity is confined within this area and the liquid particles are confined in this area and its velocity are like this. There is no proper direction or velocity of particles, liquid particles. This type of flow of liquid is known as turbulent flow of liquid. So, where have you seen this flow of liquid? Suppose think about a falls. In that place you have seen turbulent flow because there is no streamlined flow. In the falls the water particles are coming randomly. So, that flow of liquid is known as turbulent flow.
Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment. Subscribe. And do share the video among your friends.